Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I did mention my audition for America's Got Talent, and I got to the next step. I did get to the next step. They did want to see how well I could do, so they did have me audition in my living room or my studio, and I performed for them. And I didn't make it. I really thought I would. For some reason, I really thought I would. I don't know. For some reason, I was very optimistic. I did feel, but I was very nervous, so I understand why they didn't. I thought they would put me on a commercial or something, but they didn't. But anyway, I did audition, get to the next step, and I did audition for X Factor years and years ago, and they told me I needed more practice. So they didn't say I was bad. They didn't say I was good. They just said I needed more practice. So I digress. That was very disappointing that they didn't even put a commercial up of me or anything. I was really hoping they would put a commercial up and say this is a mega talent, but they didn't perform or whatever the reason. They could have done something, but they didn't, and that's up to them. But I'm really grateful that um, I did get a chance to show my talent and try at least. Now I did also audition for Dragon's Den as well years ago as well, and I did make it to the next stage. They wanted to see me in a live audition. I didn't go because I was living in a different city. I didn't want to have to travel there. It was in the same country I'm in, but I didn't want to travel there. So I was like, well, I just won't go. And I thought that was cool. I was really happy with it. But so and Dragon's Den, I think I wouldn't have made it because it was from Mateo Fantasy Art and Illustration, my art studio, my art, uh, my art Facebook page, that thing. But I didn't like. They usually say if you want to make a deal with them, you have to have sales. So, I mean, even though my art is amazing, it's really really good. It should have a ton of sales, but it's not like booming or anything. So maybe they would have thought no, it wouldn't have been good. So I might have made it though, because maybe they would have saw the potential and thought maybe we could do this, and they would have advertised it, and then I would have gone huge. Anyway, the other thing I auditioned for was for I auditioned for RuPaul's Drag Race, believe it or not. Kind of, I think it was RuPaul's Drag Race, and they didn't even look at my application, so I don't know what the deal is there. But I usually find, like for me, my friends are all like really buff bodybuilders and really petite, gorgeous women. So I find that not that there's nothing wrong with the RuPaul's Drag Race. People, some of them are very good looking, right, as men. Some of them do look very good, but I find that I'm so good looking that a lot of people like that are very. Not that I'm saying all of them. Not everyone's intimidated by me, but it would have been kind of like hard to do the show because they I have a totally different personality. I think people see my personality. I do love RuPaul's Drag Race, the entertainment it brings, but I have a very different personality from the typical drag queen persona, right? Like I do have a very, um, I do have a very loud personality and a very crazy creative personality, super talented, but I'm not like a very, eccentric. I'm not very flamboyant. So, with when you see people on those shows, you see people like that, and you think they have like they're very flamboyant. A lot of them are the thin kind of male type where I'm a bodybuilder as Marco, right? So it's not that I couldn't be on the show. It's just that it'd be a lot harder to get on that show when people that are drag queens are on America's Got Talent. I'm much more suited to those drag queens because they don't really have, they're not really about, they're not super. I mean, they are, well, it's because they're singing and they're doing a different form of talent. I mean, I couldn't do like a read or anything like that. I couldn't do like certain things that they do on Drag Race because it's just not my personality. Not that there's nothing wrong with it. I love the show and it's interesting, but it's just that the personality that they have is totally different. My personality is much more suited to America's Got Talent, where they have different talents in the areas that they have the talents that you see on the show. So my talents lie in that kind of thing. Anyway, click the subscribe button. Totally enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching. Bye now. Thank you guys. Bye everyone.